Well, hey, what's going on, Star Wars fans? What a day it is to be a Star Wars fan. This morning, the first trailer dropped for the much anticipated Rogue One. Now, if you were confused, like a lot of people, Rogue One is a standalone anthology film that is sort of a one-off. The anthology films are going to be coming out every other year in between the main saga films, and this year's anthology story is about a small splinter cell of rebellion fighters who basically steal the plans to the Death Star and deliver them to Princess Leia. And the movie is supposed to take place right before the events of the very first Star Wars film, A New Hope. Now, there's so much to talk about here with this trailer, and the first thing I'll say is they set up the plot beautifully. I think that the trailer made it pretty clear that this is not a continuation of Episode 7. We see the Death Star, we see the old stormtroopers, we see the AT-AT walkers, so we know right away that this film is actually decades in the past, and it's really not a continuation of Episode 7 in any way. So what they did really well in this trailer is they really set up a lot of the characters that we are going to see in Rogue One. For instance, Felicity Jones, who was in a movie called The Theory of Everything, and she was fantastic in that film. She is the main character of this story, and we don't know a lot about her, but from what I'm judging from her in the trailer is she was working with the Empire. I don't know if she was a fighter pilot of some kind and she defected. She did something. They say in the trailer, she's good at stolen documents and forging documents, so I think they're going to use some of those skills that she brings to the table in the movie. So we know that she is the main character. Her character is a person named Jyn, and she is going to be, I guess, leading a team of rebel squadron to infiltrate the Death Star. So we get her set up beautifully. We get glimpses of some of the other characters in the film. We see Donnie Yen's character, with some sort of staff, and he's doing kind of martial arts things, killing some stormtroopers. We see Forrest Whitaker's character, and it's only a quick glimpse of his character, so we don't get much of him, but we see him. We see Diego Luna's character, who I love Diego Luna. I think he's a fantastic actor, so I'm really excited to see his character and how he fits in the larger Star Wars universe, especially for Star Wars Rogue One. And wow, oh my God, they actually show Mon Mothma is in this movie. I'm so excited to see her back in the Star Wars universe. I don't know who they got or who they cast to play Mon Mothma, but she looks like, not only like the original actress that played Mon Mothma, but she looks like almost like a younger version of her that we would have seen, before Return of the Jedi. So kudos to Star Wars for finding whoever this actress is. If you know who it is, let me know. But I think she's going to be fantastic. I think Mon Mothma is a really intriguing character that we just don't know a lot about. We learn about her in some of the Star Wars novels, but in the films they don't really touch on who she really is. We know she leads the rebellion, of course, but I think it's really, really interesting that she is in this film, and I cannot wait to see how she interacts with the rebels in this film. So I think the biggest surprise in this trailer for me was the final reveal of who the hell Ben Mendelsohn was playing. Ben Mendelsohn is one of those actors that has basically just appeared in all these sorts of movies over the last couple of years, and he always knocks it out of the park. He always plays a villain of some sort, and he's just a powerhouse actor. If you've seen him in any movies, you know what a talent he is. And when I found out that they cast him in Star Wars Rogue One, people were going crazy. They wanted to know who the hell he was playing. And so they finally reveal in this trailer who he's playing. We don't know what his character is, but he looks like he's some sort of general of some sorts, and he looks super menacing. He's dressed in all white. He's got that white cape. I personally think he answers to either Darth Vader or he answers to Tarkin. And I'll get into Tarkin and Vader in just a little bit. but I cannot wait to see Ben Mendelsohn in this movie. I think he's going to be pretty much the main villain of the story, next to Vader. And I think he's going to kick ass. I think he's going to be so incredibly menacing, and I cannot wait to see him in this movie. I think it was really smart getting him, and I really think he's going to be one of the standout characters in this movie. So I want to talk just briefly about some of the footage that was actually shown of the film besides the characters. We see a lot of cool battle sequences going on. We see the AT-AT walkers just destroying everything. For the first time in history, we finally see an all-black stormtrooper. I mean, at least I think it was a black stormtrooper. It looked like kind of a weird new model of a stormtrooper, but he was clad in all black with fire burning in the background. That was insane. I loved some of the battle sequences, the starships flying, the explosions going on, the rebellion shooting against, the stormtroopers. This movie was described to me, when I first heard about it, months and months ago. They said that this movie is going to be pretty much like a Band of Brothers or Saving Private Ryan meets Star Wars. It's going to be pretty violent. It's going to be just an epic war film. It's really putting the war in Star Wars, and we haven't really seen. We've in Star Wars they've explored a lot of the Jedi. We've seen the Rebellion. We've seen the Empire, but they haven't showed us like what the actual war looks like. And that's what they're really focusing on in this movie. And I can't wait to see some of these battle sequences and how they play out for the story. And now the moment that everyone's talking about is the reveal of Vader. Now, we know Vader is in the movie because they cast a guy to go into the Darth Vader suit. They had a picture of the Vader helmet on set. So we know Vader's in the film. We know James Earl Jones is coming back to record Vader dialogue. But what I think was so smart was that they did not reveal Vader in this trailer. I was waiting for it, and we do get a small tease of Vader, or it could be the Emperor. I don't know if it was going to be Vader or the Emperor, but we see two red Imperial guards. They're clad in the, all red, and they got the long staffs. And we see Ben Mendelsohn's character kneeling before some sort of chamber. And my guess is that is Darth Vader's regeneration chamber, or it could be, a hologram of some sort. But I have a feeling that was just a nice little nod to either Vader or the Emperor. Something bad is coming for our characters. It's been teased that Darth Vader is going to have some battle sequences in the movie, and you're going to see Vader like you've never seen him before. There was a scene that leaked out, and this is just a minor spoiler. It could be true or not true, but the scene was leaked out that shows Darth Vader basically like levitating people up in the air, and he's basically dismembering them using his lightsaber. I don't know if that's going to be in the film, but I think you're going to see a lot of horrible things that Vader does in this movie, and I'm so excited to see Vader actually in combat. We've seen him do some lightsaber fights, but we've never seen Vader in a film in combat, especially in a battle. So I think that's going to be really special. I don't know if the Emperor is going to make a quick appearance. We don't know. But I think, Ben Mendelsohn's character is going to be the main villain, but I think behind that scene is going to be Vader. He's going to show up in the movie. They've teased it. I can't wait to see him. And the other rumor that a lot of people were talking about 6 months ago was that Tarkin is actually going to be in the film. And it was something that really worried me because the guy who played Tarkin, obviously the late Peter Cushing, he died many years ago, but, how are they going to represent him in this movie if he's been dead? So I'm a little concerned about that, but I think from what I heard from, a bunch of, Star Wars websites is that they're actually going to be using him in a hologram form, and they're just going to be like recycling some old voice recordings of him, or they're going to get a voice actor to come in that sounds like Peter Cushing, and they're going to record some dialogue, but they're actually going to use his likeness on the screen. So who knows how that's going to turn out, but you know Tarkin has got to be in the movie because he's a big part of A New Hope. He's the main guy pulling the strings. So I don't know how they're going to utilize Tarkin. They'll probably give us, just a little tease of him, but I think how they're going to do it, I think is going to be really interesting, and I'm hoping they don't blow it there. But I think, Kathleen Kennedy and everyone involved in Star Wars is being so smart and articulate. So I think the way they utilize him, it's not going to be too over glaring. And I think they're going to do a good job. But that still is just a minor concern that I have with Tarkin. So anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on the first trailer for Star Wars Rogue One. What a trailer it was. I'm sure we will be talking about this for months to come. But what did you guys think of the trailer? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you excited for Rogue One? Leave a comment in the section below, and I will be back next week with another episode of Jedi Outpost. And until then, may the Force be with you.